We have got Barry here as well. Okay. Marie's joining us, Jennifer, Dia, Lenore. I think, and that's your dad. Kristen's dad is here. My mom is here. So I love it. So everyone, this is what you're going to learn today is that you're going to want everyone you love to be using X39. And I'm just going to do a short presentation today. We'll have some time for some shares or Q&A if anyone has questions. But this has been one of the biggest game changers that I've had in my life over the last few months. And if ever in my life, one of the most incredible things I've experienced in a short amount of time for having a game changer and a transformation on basically how I feel, how I look, just like what's going on with energy and stamina and endurance. And so I'm excited to share today a little bit more about X39. So we have, um, let's see. We're recording this time. I forgot to record last time, so we're recording this. So anyone who actually wants to watch the replay can watch it. And I'm just going to start off by sharing a little bit about X39 and what it is. You're probably here because you heard myself or Kristen raving about our experience with the patches, and it might sound a little unbelievable, and that's what I thought when I first was introduced. I know that's what Kristen thought when she was first introduced. And the proof is in the pudding. Those of you who know me, you maybe can see the difference, like in how I look right now. And I'll show a picture shortly of how I looked a few months ago. And here's Kristen. She's back. Fantastic. So this is the X39 patches. And for those of you who know a little bit about peptides, that it's like all the rage, all the biohackers, all the online influencers, health and wellness, everyone's talking about peptides. Now, people are actually injecting peptides. So those are bioidentical, they're not your peptides, right? Our body knows how to make its own peptides. So the very cool thing about X39, now it's a phototherapy non-transdermal patch. That means there are no drugs involved, no stimulants, no chemicals. It's phototherapy, which means it's basically working through light and heat, your body's own infrared light and heat. And what's happening is just much like the sun will hit your skin and signal your body to make vitamin D, this little patch, and I should probably take one out so you can see what it looks like, which is the thing is, it's like, how does this little sticker thing do all of this? Um, you can see pretty well right here, a little sticker. I wear mine here, or they recommend on the back, the bump on the back of your neck. And you put this on every day, 12 hours a day, 12 hours off. And it is through the proprietary combination of organic compounds inside this little encasing and the lattice structure in which they are organized. It's amino acids, depending on the patch, salts, crystals, or little crystals of salt, sugars, and that is reflecting your infrared heat back into your body. So, like the sun signals your body to make vitamin D, this little patch is signaling your body to make GHK-Cu copper peptide. Now, that is known as the master regulator peptide. It can help reset over 4,000 genes. It helps with collagen production, elastin. It basically feeds the stem cells in your body. So literally, this is like age reversal. I was just showing my team today because we were on Zoom. I'm like, you guys, I had so many gray hairs coming in. Like you can still see a little bit, but my natural color of my hair is coming back. Not to mention the crazy amount of new hair growth all over my head. that's just been one of the amazing, incredible side effects of using the patches. And really, there are no side effects. That's a terminology used with drugs, and this is not a drug. This is literally the coolest thing you could ever have found in this lifetime. Like, there's nothing else like it on the planet. There are copycats, there are other people trying to do it, but this is a company that has been around for over 20 years. The founder, David Schmidt, has over 200 patents alone from his inventions. The patches themselves have, I think it's 70 patents, and then over 90 clinical studies and research papers. So this is not woo-woo. This is science, 100% science-backed, life technology. So this is something that I have started sharing in our community and with my clients, my family, my friends, like because I cannot shut up about the patches and what has happened for me in just a few months' time of wearing them. So some of you have seen my story, some of you have not. So I'm going to actually pull up a photo here so you can see a little bit about this, like the kind of, it's always good to see a good before and after. And this was something I started more as an article. Now it's more or less turned into a guide because to me, this is after 3 months. I just wanted to put everything I knew about these patches into one place because people have so many questions when they are exposed to this incredible technology. And so this, I titled it, I Can't Believe I Didn't Know This Existed. And this was written after 3 months of utilizing and wearing the patch. This is my team leader, Dr. Jen O'Sullivan. She's a board certified doctor of naturopathy. She has literally said there's nothing like it on the planet. There are a lot of medical professionals that are using these for themselves and on their patients, and there's a reason. So here is my little before and after. That was my mom's here, so she knows this photo was just taken in December. She can verify that. That was in Barbados, and I look tired. Like I have, you can see like the deep dark circles under my eyes and the wrinkles and the lines and also the bloating in my face. Now, the picture on the right is only 3 months later after starting to use the patches, and I'm the same weight in both of those photos. So the anti-inflammation that, the patches supported, like they're anti-inflammatory, they're systemic, like having the stem cells, like basically go where they're needed in your body. You can tell that the puffiness and any inflammation that I had, like completely went down. I think, my lymph system cleared up, like so many things. In my opinion, I look like a different person. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong here, but I almost look like a different person in this second photo here, and that was um, April 15th at the Beverly Hills Film Festival. So that was, after 3 months of wearing the patch every day, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and X39. If it's the one thing that you did, they have other patches too, but if you only just did this one is like the master kind of patch. It's the one that does stimulate the GHK-Cu copper peptide. So this is the one that you want to do. Like this is the everyday. And then if down the road, if you decide you want to experiment or use or explore their other patches, there's 11 total. You would add those in addition. So it would always be X39 but I don't even want you to worry about those if you're new to this because this is the only thing you need to be worrying about is starting to use this as soon as possible. Another doctor in the community, Dr. Stacy, I heard her say, you only stop wearing the patches when you want to start aging again. So as you know, stem cells, they basically are for regeneration, repair, renewal, right? There's, wound healing, rapid recovery. It is amazing what stem cells can do. And you might know people that inject those as well and pay a lot of money to have stem cells injected into their bodies. So people, again, they're paying for all these things like injections. The also with the GHKCU, like I know someone injecting that right now. And I'm like, why would you do that when you can have endogenous, which means your own body making the GHKCU, right? Stimulating your body to make it, which is 100% bioavailable. When you're injecting it, that's, first of all, that's not, natural, right? That's something artificial you're putting into your body. The half-life I've heard is like 30 minutes. And it's not 100% bioavailable, right? It's like you're going to be lucky if you get some benefits out of that. So, this is probably the most affordable, healthiest way to activate GHKCU and your stem cells. And, I swear I look and feel like maybe 10 years younger. My hands, I noticed, that was one of the first things where I was like, what the heck? Like, this like getting more supple, like coming back to, I don't know, maybe a decade or more ago of what my hands used to look like, and more golden, just, a softer, more supple, elastic kind of feel to the skin. So that's again, this is just like one piece is like the skin and the hair. Like that's like that to me, that alone, I was like, if that's all it does, like that's worth it trying, that's worth giving it a trial. And um let's see. I see. Yeah, and Kristen is saying that you can see the continued changes um in the photo on the right. That's already yeah, that's already 2 months ago now. So yeah, I am 5 months now in to wearing the patches. Um, so this is literally about age reversal. It seems too good to be true, but it's actually real. I've had so many people that I care about like jumping on the bandwagon with me because they're like, what is happening? I had people asking me if I had like a surgical procedure on my face, and I'm like, no, I did not. Um, so again, this was, started back at the beginning of this year when I came back from the Caribbean. My mom and I, we went on a Caribbean Christmas cruise, and I came back with bronchitis, and I had been sick 3 times in 3 months. And my client asked me, hey, have you heard of the X39? I said, no, what the heck is that? And she introduced the patch to me, and I thought, you know what? This is worth checking it out. So I have this guide and this article. I'll put the link in the chat here for everyone, or I can email it to anyone if you haven't seen this or want a copy of it to spend some time looking through it, or explain how this works, how to use it. It's already endorsed by William Shatner as a spokesperson for the company. They've got Olympic athletes on board, star professional athletes like, Serena Williams, David Beckham, Mike Tyson, Michael Phelps. There's stories from incredible athletes and dancers like Ariana DeWin, who she was told she would never dance again. And within a year, she was dancing again. Like her story is unbelievable. Like her leg literally fell out of its socket. And she had a very intense healing journey, but the X39 got her there. And I think she might have also used X49 with that as well. But I say here, like, that's just another Tuesday in the X39 and the Lifewave world is, Lifewave is the company, because, people are having incredible results with these patches. And yeah, my tennis coach, he thought, oh, it must be some sort of doping, right? And I said, nope, this is not, they're compliant. Like there's nothing, again, no drugs. These were actually created for the Navy SEALs originally, because they wanted higher performance, without chemicals, drugs, or stimulants. And so that's when David first created the patch. He started with the energy enhancers line. And so X39 actually didn't even come out until, because that was about 20, 22 years ago. And X39 just came out in 2018 soft launch, 2019 hard launch. So this is a pretty new thing that's happening. And so, all are perfectly capable of reading. I don't have to read through my whole like story and but I did just want to like, kind of run through like some of the highlights of how, one of the first things was better, deeper sleep, sleeping through the night again. Within a week or two, I was sleeping through the night again, which I had not done in years. Better digestion, better cognition, more energy. And within 2 weeks, I was feeling nerve damage repair in a finger that's been numb from I cut myself and nicked a nerve a long time ago. And this finger has been numb for years. It's still a little numb, but I was feeling tingling. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's repairing the nerve. Had a low back injury in tennis, like I pulled a muscle. Within 3 days, I was back up, standing upright, feeling much better. Like, and I mean, I was in pain. Like I was hobbling. I could not do any. I was bedridden for the first like 24 hours. Put the patch on. Within 3 days, I was like, oh my gosh, like getting back to like being able to walk around. And normally, if any of you have ever had a back injury or pulled a muscle back, it can take a long time for that to heal. And so, yeah, just like the results just kept going and going, and scars fading, hormones balancing, things clearing up, looking like you saw the picture. Um, and I personally I've had autoimmune issues for a really long time, so fatigue has always been a big issue for me, but I'm having more energy and endurance and stamina. As a business owner, this has been a game changer for me. Like it's helping me. Like, we're all carrying a lot in our lives right now, and then in the world with what's going on. Like I kind of have credited still standing right now to these patches because I feel like I was headed, you saw me in December, that picture, I was headed for burnout. And I probably would have crashed and burned if it had not been for these patches. So, incredible things. Gums not bleeding at the dentist, which has never happened in my life. A foot, I was experiencing metatarsalgia on the ball of my foot, which is very painful. And that cleared up within a month. Like it started to hurt, and then I was using the patch, and it started to feel better. And now I'm like, I don't have it anymore. And cardiologists weaning me off my blood pressure medication, so blood pressure going down. And so now this past week, month 5, I started noticing that my vision was getting better. So this is just like more than, I could have ever imagined or expected for myself. And I, literally cannot stop talking about the patches, which is why I'm hosting this call, which is why I decided on my birthday, like I'm actually gonna, like I was turning so many people onto them. So I was like, I'm actually gonna enroll and be a brand sponsor because it's like this is an adjunct in my business now. I'm like, so many people that I know and care about are getting on these patches, and I just want everybody to be on them. And yeah, Kristen is saying uh, she's noticed that with her vision too. She's needing to get a new prescription. I'm excited to go to the optometrist because I want to see how much my prescription has changed. And this is an award-winning innovation. It won the 2025 Biotech Breakthrough Award for Stem Cell Innovation of the year. And this is so also just to know that for compliance, this is an FDA recognized product. But the FDA, as you can imagine, like they are on them. Um, they have to be very careful about claims and what they say. I can tell you things here. We're not going to make this a public recording. So I can say these things here. I cannot share a lot of what I'm saying today publicly because that would be making claims. So I can tell you one-on-one. But that's when you start talking about things publicly, you do have to be very careful about what you say. So what they have done now is because they won this biotech award, it's actually for the combination of this is their Celergize morning drink, and it goes hand in hand with the patches. It helps amplify the patches. Now the patches work alone, but you do want to make sure you're getting some copper in your system and some zinc. And then this also has sea buckthorn, which is also feeds the stem cells. So the combo here just takes it up a notch. So if you really want to amplify your results, it's great to do their Celergize because it was built specifically to work with the patches. And again, this is an award-winning product duo. But if you want to just do X39, that's okay too, because you can get copper and zinc through food sources. The other big thing is you want to make sure you have proper electrolytes. That's an important thing, especially the potassium. So let's see. Um, and I see some questions coming through here. Do you take more than just X39 GLP supplements, other patches as part of this program? Just curious. So I did do GLP-1s last year. I lost 40 pounds on GLP-1s, but I have plateaued. I'm the same weight as I have been since like last fall. So the only thing that I did differently starting in January was the patches. So, and I have one red light device that I use on my face, but that would not explain my hands, right? So yeah, and I'm actually cutting back now. I have beauty products and I have supplements. I'm cutting back on a lot of that stuff because I'm finding I don't need it all as much. Um, and then, yeah, Kristen's sharing how she uses some of the other patches. After 2 weeks in, I did start playing with some of the other patches. Currently, my protocol is X39 behind the neck and X49 on my belly because under the belly button, because that one is specifically for muscle and bone, and that stimulates a different peptide. So as an older or a woman of a certain age, um, bone density, muscle mass, like those things are really important as we get older. So the X39 and X49 are a great combo. But again, like my main one for the first 3 months was X39. I was dabbling and playing a little. I tried Silent Nights for sleep, but just even with the X39, my sleep was getting better. I didn't really feel that big of a result from the Silent Nights, so I don't really use that one. The other one I really love is Alavita, which is they call so basically X39 is the Fountain of Youth patch, is what they call it. And then Alavita is another one that they call the Beauty Sleep patch because it's for skin and sleep. But again, like you don't have to worry about all that yet. Like just give yourself a baseline with X39. Even if you only did X39, these like so many of these things are gonna be happening for you with better sleep, better skin, but then yes, there are other ones if you want to amplify or accelerate certain things. Um, let's see. Um, Jen says she has a love affair with a few supplements. Can this work alongside of it? Yes. Anything you're already doing, it's going to make work better. So if you're doing supplements, acupuncture, that kind of thing. And also, I just will say they pay for themselves. Like I'm going to my acupuncturist less. Um, if you're depending on how you sign up and what sort of packages you do, like it's about if you're doing the discounted rate, if you sign up, you can go online right now and buy them for $150 retail per month. Or for a sleeve, just one sleeve has 30 patches. If you sign up as a preferred customer, you get the same sleeve for $99. So again, like I hate to sound like the used car salesman for less of the price of a coffee each day, like, right? Like, it's really an affordable solution. People spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on injections, and this is, it's a sticker. Drink a sip of water, not even a sip, maybe 4 to 5 ounces. Like, drink a little water. Hydration is key. Um, Take 10 seconds in the morning. Water, patch, done. It's the easiest thing you could ever do, and then you just take it off before you go to bed. I put a lot of thought and effort into the research and the backing of what this is. You can go on sites like PubMed to learn about GHK, CU. So I wanted to gather a lot of this information for people just to know, like, how does this actually work? I've got the top 10 rookie mistakes in here. Why I'm sharing it. I've kind of shared that it's, as a business owner, this has been incredible. I really do feel like I just even noticed walking down the street the other day. I was like, it was just a feeling that I hadn't felt in a really long time. I was like, I feel like me again. Like I feel like I'm coming back to me because I had a couple years ago, I had been diagnosed with high blood pressure. So losing the weight definitely helped with that. But then also the patches have also lowered the blood pressure. Just so many things are going better for me. And I'm actually about to get my blood work done. So then I'll have actual, like, if people want to know like actual numbers and metrics, like, I'll also have that. But to me, it's more important, like, how do you feel, right? Who cares about the blood? I mean, yes, it's great. Like, check the blood work if you want to and you want to see like progress and that kind of thing. But how do you feel when you walk down the street and, when you look in the mirror? Like, are you noticing those changes and how incredible that can be when you start to like have these things happening? Here's the founder, David Schmidt. Um, He's an incredible human being, and he is a scientist. He's not a businessman. He's an inventor. As I mentioned, he has 200 patents. He creates things like drones to take the patches into disaster recovery areas to help people. His mission is to end human suffering, and he wants us to experience world peace in this lifetime. And their motto is "Be the light." Right. So this is like um, a very empowering leader that is really, he's also a very spiritual person. Like he's someone that I wish we had more leaders like him out there. So it's an interesting mix because he's 100% a scientist, but he also believes in the power of God and, that we all can get there together, that he wants to really drive humanity forward. He believes that we have the technology and the resources to take care of everyone on the planet. And so I want to be like supporting that kind of person, that kind of company that has that mission in the world. And his latest invention is X2O. It's a water machine that it's puts hydrogen into the water. And I haven't tried it yet. I think in 2 weeks I'm going to go down and someone I know has the machine, and I'm going to try the water and see how that impacts me. I've heard it's like having um, a glass or a cup of coffee, that you kind of get a little buzzy feeling from the water. Um, so yeah, so again, this is about cumulative process over time. It's different for everyone. Like I can't promise that you guys are going to have the same exact experience that I did. I hope everyone does have at least some of these same things happening for them. But it's really like, I'll go back up here, which again, this is private. I can't say this stuff publicly. But I think in the first part here, I was sharing, like when I first was introduced to this, I was going to these doc talks where people were talking about their experiences. And so it was things like, let's see if I can find the little section here where I mentioned it. Oh, yeah. I continually heard people sharing their jaw-dropping results, heart conditions resolving, 30-year-old scars disappearing, avoiding surgery, rapid wound healing, coming off medications, spinal curvature improving, skin conditions clearing up, anxiety relief, helping children on the spectrum, and even supporting the health of dogs and horses. In fact, one of their patch lines is called AccuLife. That's for horses. Don't buy that one. They have a whole line just for horses. Um, this works on animals. They go from me to my pets to the plants. Um, this also is, what's good to know is this is about over time, like cumulative effect and consistency. But at the same time, if you have an ouchie, you can slap it on the ouchie and have instant pain relief or rapid wound recovery. I stubbed my toe. It was so painful. I slapped a patch on, and within 10 seconds, the pain was gone. And this is how crazy I am for the patches. I saw a bird with a hurt wing the other day. I patched the bird. I took my patch off my neck and I put it on the wing of the bird. And he had been in that same spot. It was a fledgling. I think it would hurt itself trying to fly, learn to fly, and had its kind of arm out, or wing out. And um, same spot for an hour. Saw it again. And I was like, oh man, do I call a vet? What do I do here? Like this poor thing. Like my mom's here. Like we grew up in the woods. So Jen knows Northfield. Like we always were like saving a bunny or a baby something, like birds and like all sorts of woodland creatures. So my instinct was to help and I didn't know what to do. So I was like, wait, I have my patch, put it on the wing. Within seconds, it was like, oh, and it started like hopping around. So it's kind of almost like a weird party trick. Like if you have something that hurts, try it on it. Like, if like you have a sore, like your knee is sore or whatever, you can put the patch on there and get some relief. Um, so yeah, so then I have this little guide kind of here at the end on like how to wear it. Again, an important thing is hydration and electrolytes. I cannot stress those two enough. Um, they want you to be sipping water throughout the day, like every 15, 20, 30 minutes, like 2, 3, 4, up to 5 ounces, like, so spread out. Because if you're gulping all of a sudden, like a whole bunch of water, like once an hour or something, now you're diluting your electrolytes. So the key is just consistent hydration throughout the day. If you ever feeling like, oh, something feels a little off, that's probably dehydration or electrolyte deficiency, right? So, and if you feel like a little funny and you drink some water or you have your electrolytes and something still feels off, then you can just take the patch off and put it on again the next day. So there's a lot of things to know and learn when you're first using them, but we just try to keep it simple. Some other cool things to know about the company is that it is the fastest growing direct sales company in the world for 2 consecutive years, 300% growth rate since the launch of X39. And they have gone from 20 million in 2018 to nearly 600 million annually in 2025. So they rank ninth among the world's largest network marketing companies by growth rate, and they're 13th on the Global 100 list for total global volume. And they have just ramped up their manufacturing capability to support $1.8 billion in annual production capacity. So this company is on fire. So that's where I was like, I know a golden opportunity when I see one. And if I'm going to be introducing everybody to this, when you do the direct sales, all you do is share your referral link. And you if you're a preferred customer, you end up getting product credit. If you're a brand partner, you get actual cash commission. So to me, I was like, oh, I wasn't planning on having that additional revenue in my life. So now I have some more mad money. So that's the maybe not so quick, but quick and dirty of it. And so, Kristen, why don't you do you want to share a little bit about your experience so people can hear from someone other than me?
Sure. Sure. Hello. Yeah, it's funny every time I hear you share more and more, it reminds me of like, oh, that happened for me too, or oh, I did recognize such and such. So I started using the X39 because I was tired all the time. I was sore, like I have a lot of inflammation. I had terrible plantar fasciitis in my feet. Like I would be hobbling around in the middle of the night. It was awful. And I'd never slept well since I've had children, 13 years now. I haven't slept, it feels like ever through the night since. And so I'm just used to operating like this, but I was so depleted. And then here's Heather, she started using them, and like in the first 30 days, she's just telling me how she's sleeping better and she's feeling better and all. And I think some part of me was like, I want some of that. So I just was like, let me try this. Um, and yeah, it was like immediately I started seeing differences. Like I noticed I woke up and I was less tired, or I had an easier time falling asleep, which those two things for me in itself were crazy. I did feel a little bit clearer head. I have a lot of brain fog. And I could feel like I was thinking more clearly and I was more efficient while I'm working, or while I'm like, I go upstairs and I get to the top of the stairs and I'm like, wait, why did I come here? I did that less. So it was big things and little things. I don't want to take up too much time, I guess, but it's now I'm how many months in? Almost 5 months, I think. And the biggest thing is I would say my plantar fasciitis is completely gone. Like I don't even have the random, probably about a month ago, I was still having random soreness would pop up, but I haven't in at least 2 weeks, my feet haven't had any pain
That's
whatsoever.
amazing. I hadn't heard that because I remember, yeah, you were saying at month four it was 98% gone, and now you're
Yeah.
like it's 100% gone. Like that's
Yeah.
wild.
Like, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. It's insane. And I work in the basement, so I'm going up a flight of stairs constantly. And I notice like I have like a little more pep when I go up and my knees aren't like creaking or like randomly having a shooting pain. Like all of these things, I'm just like, oh, and my skin is softer and whatever. So lots of things.
Hair, yeah, you have a hair story too that it's like kind of like feels like your hair that you had when you were a teenager. And I was like, I've
Yes.
been wearing my hair like kind of putting it up, like wearing it like this again. Like, look at all that hair, you guys. I was like, I haven't been able to wear my hair like that since my 30s. So, I mean, that's, just alone, I'm like, that's such a fun thing that like, oh, what a, all
Yeah.
the other stuff, like the internal stuff that's happening for my organs, and it can do scar remodeling if you've ever had surgery. It's like this is the cherry on top. It's like having having the fuller,
Shiny, long, full hair. Yes.
yeah, and like natural hair color coming back. My mom, you noticed that too, Mom. You said your natural hair color is coming back. My mom is 80, if you don't mind me telling everyone. We told the whole world. I just went back and we celebrated her 80th birthday.
Yes.
So I can see it too. Yeah, like she used to have the reverse. She has she was having the Elvira for a long time. She always had this white, and she's mostly fully white for the most part, but now I see that black. It's coming. That's like now she's reverse Elvira um at the top of her head. So um that's so wild. Mom, could you know how to come off mute? Do you want to say anything about, um, I think you said that she's been sleeping better, deeper, longer. I can share what I know. Um, and she's been on them for, I think, 4 months. So my mom is different. Like Kristen and I are what they call one patch wonders, where we felt things immediately and like noticed things like right away. For some people, it's a lot slower over time. They recommend you wear the patches for 1 month per decade of life. So you figure how long did it take us to get here? So you really want to commit to 6 to 12 months if you really want to like give it a good shot at your wellness. And then like Dr. Stacy said, you stop wearing the patches when you want to start aging again. So if you're enjoying the results, like why would you stop why would you stop wearing the patches? Um, so Mom, did you want to say anything about your experience?
Um,
You
uh,
don't have to. I'm putting her on the spot. You
I
did
drink.
say you've been sleeping better, right?
Where'd I go? I lost it.
We
Um,
can, I think it froze, but we can hear you.
um, I've got a lot of energy. Um, I've been sleeping better. Um,
You also mentioned when you wake up at night, you can get back to sleep faster because she's not
yeah,
sleeping through the night yet. That was one of my big things. So she's not quite there yet, but she is falling back asleep faster, which is a big deal.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
and Mom,
I started in February, so I'm 4 months.
you're a month behind me. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had to try it first and then but within a month I was like, I want everyone I know, love and care about to be on these patches because this is incredible. Like this is like the world needs to know this exists. So that's my mission lately is just telling everybody I know, and it's just putting it out there. It's an invitation. Like there's no pressure on my side. Like I'm not doing this for money or anything. Like I'm doing this because I want people to be well. So, if someone invited you here today, like that's why you're here, is because they want you to be well. And I see we've got Dia with us too. So I know she's brand new on them, so she's only been on for like I think a week or two. But yeah, and then your migraines. Yes, Kristen, absolutely. Like that's been a big thing for you is the Were you using X39 for that? That was, I think you did Icewave, but also X39.
Yes. Yeah, I did. It was interesting because I've struggled with migraines for a long time and they always take me out for a few days at least. And they come on and they just persist at least for 24 hours bad. Like I'm just kind of sh out of pocket shut down. And I got one a couple weeks ago at like 5 a.m. I woke up, I didn't have any patches on. I was sleeping without, I was on my 12 hours off. I took Excedrin migraine because that was just my first. I'm like, oh, I need migraine medicine. Went back to sleep. I'm like, I'll be fine. Cool cloth medicine. I woke up at 7:30. It was worse. And then whatever, I called out of work. I got my kids off to school, got climbed back in the bed, and then I was messaging with Heather at like 11 something, and I'm like, I have a migraine, da, da, da. And she's like, use the patches. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh yeah. So I immediately put an X39 on, and then I did use the Ice Wave, which is a two patch system that goes on my temples, and I went to sleep. I took a nap for like an hour and a half, and when I woke up, I still had a slight headache, but I could open my eyes, I could operate. I got on Zoom, we did a call. Like by like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I literally felt completely fine. And that blew my mind because again, it's usually 3, 4 days, and I'm still kind of like taking it easy and doing all this, and I don't have time for all that. So it was wrapped up in less than 24 hours, which blew my mind.
Amazing. Yeah, because I know that's been really debilitating for you in the past. And yeah, and then so X39 can help too, like putting that on the temples.
Mhm.
But Icewave is actually, it's specifically for pain. I don't have a lot of pain in my body, so I haven't used that patch system a whole lot. But again, like X39 is the daddy. It's the one to go with and start with and get a baseline and just give it a shot. Oh yeah, and your kids, you helped it with some things that were going on with them, sore throats, that kind of
Headache, sore
stuff.
throat. Yep, and I would just put the X39 right on wherever they said, and they're back.
There are pediatricians in the community that use them in their practice on their own kids and kids' patients. And Dr. Stacy even said the other day, um, she's functional medicine, and she said if she wished she had the patches when her daughter was a baby, her daughter who's 11, I think 11 or 12, or she's older now, has a lot of serious health issues. And she said, if I'd had these patches when she was a baby, I would have put them on her. Like, this is, they're again, nothing's going into your body. So it's just telling your body to do what it already knows how to do. And then also for those of you who are like looking for more, like, I was, wanting to learn more before I jumped in. Like this end of this guide or article here, I have all the links throughout this document. So if you want to learn more about the founder, the company, some of the testimonials that are in here. Patch EDU is a great place to go for your next step. Like if you want to just get them, just contact the person who invited you to this call. And you can also go to, my thing is in the way here. Uh, patchedu.com is a great informational site. So this is Dr. Jen O'Sullivan, who's my team leader. So I'm on Team Freedom. So, this is her as a naturopath, doctor of naturopathy, board certified, talking about the patches. A couple short videos. Here's a bunch of the studies if you want to check out the scientific studies. And then just, more information around how to use it and so on. So again, you can check this out for education and then just, ask your questions. I say, just text me if you're interested. If you're someone I invited, if Kristen invited you, text her to get your patches and then we'll just support you. And right now, I'm just plugging into Jenna Sullivan's community. It's very plug and play. It's an earn while you learn system. You don't need a website. You don't need anything. They give you a link, a referral link. I'm like, this is the best thing since sliced bread, and one of the easiest things I've ever done. And I do sales for a living. Like I'm on, every week, like selling my programs and doing my things. And this one is, it never feels like selling because all I'm doing is sharing my story with people and saying, oh my God, this is amazing. And then people ask, like, how do I get it? And then when they sign up, like based on, which path you go, preferred customer or brand partner, there's different compensations structures. So if you just want to be a preferred customer, get that wholesale pricing. Once you have a couple people that use your referral link, you get $100 product credit every month. So that's basically offsetting the cost of your patches just by sharing it with other people that you're probably going to want to make sure are using the patch as well. And then with the brand partner, that's where you enroll and you do a kit, and it's more bang for your buck. You'll get deeper discounts on more patches. And then you also, when you do that, you have the potential if you share your link and someone else signs up, now you actually can earn cash commissions. And the compensation structure is extremely generous. And they really, have a lot of ways they're supporting people in, how to share, what to share, all of that. So really you just plug into the system and that's it. Um, so I guess like, I don't know, I don't really think I have anything else to share today unless anyone has questions, any more questions. And we just wanted to make sure that we were spreading the word. So now I recorded it this time. So now I have this as a replay so we can share it. If you want to share it with someone, just let me know. We'll get you the link. And yeah, I think, message moral of the story is if you want to feel a little better in your body and maybe look a little better in your body too, like give it a shot, give it a chance. And, you know, I would say commit to at least 3 months. 6 to 12 months is best. And like Kristen, if she had stopped at 3 months, her plantar fasciitis, she might still have it because it wasn't until month
Mhm.
4
Yep.
that cleared up.
Yep.
So there is the method to their madness when they say a month per decade of life. And a lot of times it's doing things in our body that you can't feel, like, if it's like repairing organs, like your hair grows every day, but you don't feel that. So for someone like my mom on the other side of the spectrum of like not feeling anything, but starting to notice things, and then Kristen and myself, like right away, we were feeling like some people just like feel like the energy the first time you put it on, like, whoa, like I feel something, something's happening here. Um, yeah, and yours was 4 months and you're 40 this year. Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense. I see Dia is here. Dia, did you have any questions or want to share anything? Let's get you unmuted. Whoops, I think you're on mute. Do you know how to unmute? There we
Yeah, I
go.
got it now. Yeah, I would like you to talk about the detox because I'm putting on a patch for a little more than a week, using it twice, and I've had 4 really bad days of
When you say bad days, what do you mean by bad days?
aches, muscle weakness, headache, and I've always drank a lot of water during the day. My sleep has not been all that great. And so either I have some terrible flu, which I don't believe it is, or it's my body reacting. So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure whether to stop or to
So
continue.
I could only tolerate, when I first started, I could only tolerate the patches for about an hour a day.
Uh,
So my first day, I wore it 12 hours. I was up till 4 a.m. because I could, woo, like I was feeling the energy. So after that, I was like, I don't think I should be wearing this 12 hours a day. So I worked my way up till 12 hours.
oh,
And you may experience they call retracing or herxing or detoxing, depending on what your conditions are. It's different for everyone.
yeah.
So sometimes things get a little worse before they get better, but you're not supposed to feel bad on the patches, right? That's
Okay.
not really how they work. So typically, if you're feeling dizzy or nauseated or a headache, that's simply lack of hydration. And if you are, let me see my notes here. If you're feeling very tired or achy or like that, that's possibly an electrolyte imbalance. It's often a potassium deficiency.
Mhm.
So you want to make sure you're getting on something like I use Element. So I do the Stellar dyes. This has some of the some minerals, but not all the electrolytes. So um, I use Element, which is just a brand you can get online. There's Redmond's Relight. Redmond's is a really high quality sea salt, and they have their Relight electrolyte packets you can get. I think I sent you a link for that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I did order the package. I've been drinking coconut water, which is
oh,
electrolyte.
good.
So I thought I was doing fine, but something didn't seem to be working. So
It could be the electrolyte deficiency. So yeah, if you're hydrating, so that means drinking again 4 to 5 ounces before putting the patch on,
yeah,
and then every 15, 20 to 30 minutes, you're sipping water
yeah.
throughout the day. Because we often think we're hydrating and we're really not hydrated enough. And so you want to be thinking of half your body weight in ounces per day is your goal. And you don't need to worry about that while you're sleeping, right? That's you take them off at night and then you go to sleep, let your body reset. You don't want to keep the patches on for more than the 12 hours. Now, if you hydrate and you have your electrolytes and you're still feeling like something's off, just take the patch off and start again the next day.
The other thing is I put it on my stomach under my navel because I have bad stomach issues. And so I wondered if maybe that was making it stronger than so then I switched. Now I have it on the back of my neck. But
Yeah, you want to trust your intuition as well. They have the patch placements like of where they recommend, which is behind the neck or under the belly button for the X39, but you can put it anywhere on your body. It's systemic. The reason they recommend those two places is because of the nerve bundles that are there. So if you want to really like play with it and figure out like you could put it on if you have a sore elbow, you could just wear it there. It's still going to activate the GHKCU and the stem cells, so it will still work no matter where you wear it on your body. But the reason they say those two spots is the nerve bundles. But if you find I don't like how I feel when I wear it on my tummy, then get it off your tummy, put it somewhere else. Like a lot of this is just trying it and paying attention to how you feel and listening to your body and trusting your intuition. So when I started, I got a little crazy at one point. I was like wearing 5 or 6 I was like, I'm patching all over, like, and I was like, whoa, like started feeling a little flu-like, because it was like just too much for my system. So I had to take all the patches off and I just gave myself a day off. I was like, all right, just let my body do whatever needs to happen now.
that's what I wondered. It's okay to take a stop for a couple of days
I
and
wouldn't do a couple of days. I would take it off for the rest of the day and
uh-huh.
put it on again the next morning because you're just going to extend the duration of how long it's going to
Right,
take if
right. That's what I wondered. Yeah.
so
Mhm.
you can go steady Betty and power through it, right? Like, or you can take it off and put it on again later in the day, like try another hour and see how you feel. You can play with it
Mhm.
like that.
Okay.
Um, but I was literally just an hour or two a day, take it off the next day, try again. Then I worked my way up to 3 to 4 hours a day, then 5 to 6 hours a day. I think by 2 weeks I was wearing it 12 hours a day. But I
Okay.
had personally, I'm very sensitive to things. So I had to work my way up. Um,
Hmm.
because I don't like feeling like a little off or whatever. And
No, no, it hasn't been. I had to cancel my Zumba, and I look forward to my Zumba every week. So
yeah,
that,
so we don't
that,
want, yeah, the patches are not supposed to be like that in your life. Like basically, it's just they're there to help you and support you. So if you're
yeah.
not feeling good, and those are a couple of the common things that maybe people would feel,
Hmm.
is it's the hydration or the electrolytes. It's 90+% of the time, that's what it is. If you're feeling like a little that flu-like, like I mean, the good thing is it's doing something, right? Like it's doing something to heal your body.
I
And
hope.
at
Yeah.
that point, I would just take it off, hydrate, right? And then just put it on again the next morning and
Okay.
start again.
All right. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, just text me if anything else comes up or if you have any other questions.
Okay.
But the key is like I texted with someone else the other day and she's like, "Oh, I've been wearing it every couple days." And I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. If you actually want this to work, you've got to wear it every day. I
Mhm.
think it'd probably be better to wear it for less time every day and work your way up, then just take a day or two off because it's about the rhythm, right? Like you put it on the same time every morning, take it off before bed. You're working up to that 12 hours. Then throughout the night, your body rests. Sometimes you forget. I slept with it on the other night, 24 hours, whatever. And then they want you to give yourself like an 8 hour rest if that
Mhm,
happens. So just take it off. Don't wear, I just took a whole day off.
mhm,
And if you keep doing that, though, it's not a good thing. You can experience what they call attenuation, which means that the patches stop working. The whole reason
mhm.
the patches work is because they stimulate, you take them off, and then the body does its thing. So that's why it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, great to see everyone today. Thanks for coming out. Hopefully that was educational and helpful. And if anyone has any questions, just let us know. And we'll probably be doing more of these at some point. We'll keep you posted. And we'll see you soon. Happy patching. Mwah.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.